Really a big warrant of fitness. 16/16. Parks and Reserves, again, this is really warrant of fitness type stuff. 16/18. I must say, just going back there to Parks and Reserves, I don't know how I know Councillor Kirk was. I just want to make a compliment here on record that pre-season Super 15 game last week, which was the Chiefs played the Highlanders. Thank you very much. I have never seen Owen Downey Park look nicer or better. It was just prepared, magnificent. It just wasn't a blade of grass out of place. It just looked lovely. So anyway, for what it's worth.
Before we move on, 16/15. Just curious where the our venues are safe and clean GTAC contract is regarding pool safe accreditation.
Yes.
Maybe someone has an update on that. It says accreditation takes 2 years. Assessment due February 2011.
Don't know the answer to that, but I'm sure we can find it by the end of the meeting.
It hasn't taken place yet.
Not that I'm aware of. I saw an email this last week. I saw an email to say that the audit is in train, but it's not taken place yet.
Okay, good. Right, going back now to 16/17 or 16/18. There's another point I'd like to make there. I was sad to read the Taupo Times. This is about playgrounds, you know. About 18 months ago, this group of young ladies came to my office and I brought it to council, and they really wanted the Bryce Street area playground, you know, titivated up and made nice, and they were so proud of it, and they would look after it, and their kids could play in it, and I was very, I know Councillor Hickman wants to do that. It was great to be able to give that area of town a hand up, not a hand out, a hand up by doing the reserve up, and that stuff's just getting smashed on a nightly basis. They're smashing the trees down, and it's just shameful. I think it was reported in last week's Taupo Times or something. You know, it's so sad to see that because it's needless, and I made a comment to somebody the other day. It's the same as graffiti, you know, at the end of the day. 90% of the graffiti is done by people whose parents and whatnot can least afford it, because we go out and paint all this graffiti out. It goes on the rates, and those ratepayers can least afford rate increases, you know, but that damage, it's just that the whole circle. It's so sad to me, but we won't give up, will we? But I keep saying, please, you know, if you see something happening, please report it, you know. People say the reports to the police are down. I just wonder if we're not doing our job properly, and we should report everything, in my opinion. Councillor Kirk.
Is there not some way that have some sort of like education, like will someone go to the schools and actually tell the younger kids?
Well, the Bryce Street example I thought was going to really be successful, because the ladies around there with young children and that, they wanted a sense of ownership. They were going to look at, and I'm not saying they're not, they are. They take their kids there and they try to look after it and protect it and be the eyes and ears and have a sense of community. But, you know, late at night when everybody's asleep, these people are doing some terrible things in those reserves. And I'm just making the point. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking for the staff and for other ratepayers just to see money wasted like that when you're trying to help people. But yeah, I think, is there an old saying, charity begins at home? It comes as it doesn't. You know, we're the same age group, aren't we, Councillor?
No, I'm a bit younger than you.
You taught my son. 16/8. 16/19. That was 18/19. Sorry. 21/22. Oops, a daisy. Oops. A visitor. I shouldn't really do this council meeting, I suppose, but welcome, Dad. This is my father. How are you, mate? On your way to your new house. 16/24. 16/25. Okay, if there's nothing more there that requires questioning or commenting on, go back to the front of 16, please, and find the suggested resolution, which wouldn't be far away.
It's basically what we probably received.
Did we receive it? So the suggested resolution is that the Taupo District Performance Report be received. Can I have a mover, please? Move Councillor Kirk, seconded Councillor Williams. All in favour?
Aye.
So carried. Thank you very much. Moving to agenda item number 17 is meeting dates. Meeting dates going forward only for the month of March. This is March, isn't it? Yeah, it should be. Now there's one to add to that you agreed on this morning. You've got a workshop. Refresh me, please. Anna, March 7, 9 a.m. It's a Monday, was it?
Yes.
It's a Monday, and that's for finance report from Mr. Menhena. And anyone, any questions on how to read the balance sheet, what other things in the balance sheet, what pertains to anything you want to know, please put them in by email, and Mr. Menhena will have them ready on the day so he can build the workshop around the questions. I think, to be fair, Mr. Henderson's already put in some questions about some issues he wants to know more about in Turangi, and that's fine, that's what we're looking for. So rather than just give you a big workshop about probably stuff you already know, feed it in so he can build a workshop around informative things that you want to know. Is that right, Mr. Menhena? So if you'd enter that date, please. And can anybody else think of any?
Just what was the location for that? Was there a location?
March the 7th, 9 a.m.
Do it in here,
Here.
and through the chair, I'd like it to be a closed session if that's possible.
Closed to the public? Okay, that's fine. Request, I think about that. I can see the benefit of that. Yep, that's fine. So it will be a closed workshop?
Can I record my apologies for that, please?
Yep, no problem. I actually tried this morning. It was one date I got
No.
90%, so I'm sorry.
I'm in Hamilton again,
Yeah.
deliberating on these hearings, so.
Well, luckily, Councillor Heckling has picked up picked up the baton that Councillor Welsh did behind Councillor Welsh was always doing the transport loading and those issues in Hamilton, so thank you for that, Councillor Heckling. Hand up from the PA. Well, what's this mean?
Can I just ask what time you were going to do that?
9 a.m. Monday 7th. But I've told everybody this morning that I'll be at the radio station for a little while in bits and pieces.
We've also got friendship calls that day. We've got a group of people coming in from Virginia.
Yeah, that's okay. Workshops can run without me.
It's here. You was having it in here.
Oh, do I? Oh, friendship for what I looked at my diary, it wasn't there. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Have another bit.
I must be working
Yeah,
on
we
the
can
whole diary.
Yes.
We'll find another.
Okay, so we'll leave the date the same, and you'll advise the venue somewhere else?
Yeah.
It's only, Barry and I, it's only 8 people. Okay, venue to be advised, please. Could be upstairs in the library too, it's got a nice area up there. Any other further meeting dates, or what about the lunch session? Was that date set on? What date was that?
10th, wasn't it?
10th of March, okay, fine. Okay, does anybody else want to make any amendments for this? Comment on it, changes? Okay, to be done as a suggested resolution that the meeting dates for March 2011 be received. Move it, please. Move Councillor Heckling, seconded Councillor Craig, all in favour?
Aye.
So carried. I'll go around the table from Councillor Kepper first. This is just members' reports. Councillor Kepper.
Nothing to report.
Fine then. Councillor Truman.
Nothing to report, just
Councillor Minster.
Just Citizens Advice Bureau, just continuing funding is hard to get. They're just saying us it's like 80 organisations now in Taupo fighting over the same funding, so they're just, even from central government, etc., it's just harder for them to get their funding, that's all.
And do we need to advocate to help them? I mean, we get this you're going to get this every year. It's just, every year it just gets harder and harder for these organisations to get funding.
We did suggest that they make a presentation to the annual planning process.
I just wondered though if we need, more advocacy towards central government, because it comes back again, and you'll hear it many times in the annual plan process. where are the responsibilities, where is the culpability, where does it lay? And often, you know, doors get shut through funding, through central government, and they've really got nowhere to come but us. So, sad but true. One of the things that you've got to be mindful of are the four well-beings, and that's where it falls.
One of the main issues was that through whai or a house, they have to pay a rent for their rooms or office space, and they wondered if there was anything that you know, there could be some sort of a compromise through whai or a house. So that's what they was basically asking for. So us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, point taken. Councillor Henderson.
No, nothing to report.
Councillor Williams.
Oh, I guess we've all attended multiple meetings, but one that was rather fun was on Saturday, the Seroptimist International South Pacific Asia Conference held in Taupo, and they signed a charter. The delegates came from as far afield as Thailand and Australia, etc. They signed a charter, so Taupo now has a Seroptimist International Group, and for those who don't know, they're the largest NGO with a partnership with the various UN agencies. They do a lot of philanthropic work on women's issues in third world countries, but they also have been associated with Rotorua and do quite a bit of work in our town, including Women's Refuge. Gave a boat to the Lake Taupo Yacht Club, an Optimist, and various other institutions that they quietly beaver away and provide funding and support for. So, and then on the Lake Taupo Arts Festival Trust, just to report that the trust is about to employ a new festival director for Erupt 2012. So that's really. Oh, and along with Councillor Kirsty Truman, we attended the Creative Taupo AGM on the 9th of February. So that was a lot came out of that, but I won't cover it here. So,
right, cool. Thank you. Councillor Kirk.
Along with Councillor Williams and Crate, I attended the International Relations meeting. I also attended Taupo Expresso Rotary as a guest of a member last Wednesday, which was great. Chamber of Commerce AGM along with Councillor Johnson. Strengthening Families. They have every 3 months they have a meeting with all community providers, get together and all share what they're up to and whatnot, and they were there was a huge big smile around the room when they realised there was a councillor within their midst, and I'll be taking over from Christine McCowie, attending like the Well Child meetings and whatnot, just to keep us in the loop there. And that's it for since the last meeting.
Right, thank you. Councillor Johnson.
Remind everyone that the Waipahihi Botanical Garden Society is really looking forward to your visit this Thursday at 11 o'clock. We have Dave Lumley, who's the head of the Taupo region, is going to be out there because they administer it. I also had a meeting with the creators of the Moon Trust, and I'm looking forward to the end of February catching up with Steve Ferguson for the Wairaki Tourist Park, because there's some exciting potential out there. So
I hope you can excite him.
Phil Battersby and Leanne Fraser have joined the Creators of the Moon Trust, and they've been quite proactive in looking at long-term tenure and what they can do. So
we need to really help as much. This comes from the last training again,
yeah.
And you've picked up the baton and running with it, and that's great. I commend you for that. I'm sure my fellow compatriots do, but we really need to help that Creators of the Moon Trust with at least 10 years, etc., that are coming on the horizon. And you said it this morning, I think it was you, Councillor Johnson, or Councillor Pratt, it doesn't matter. The potential is astronomical. It's huge. It's mammoth. That could happen in that Wairaki Tourist Park. You're now getting that road back in 6 months or 7 or 8 months' time as a local road. It's virtually that now. Egress and access problems have now gone away or moved to us, which is great. So yeah, I'm looking forward to progress out there. And rather than big for lease signs languishing in a paddock with moss growing on them, I actually want to see something happen.
Yeah,
So
we had
I
a
commend
meeting
you
with
for it.
Dave Lumley also about the Hawthorne Falls car park, which is probably Doc spends more time looking after that, but there is a treaty claim process with that. But the Cravers of the Moon, they've kind of left that to have just a trust to run it. So I mean, and having Fritz on board, again,
That trust does a real good job. It was
Fantastic.
formed 20 odd years ago by that lawyer. What's his name? No, he was a good old lawyer in Taupo. Barry Hill.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Come to me in a minute. You know, because cars were getting broken into, all sorts of things were happening, so they formed a trust out there, and from a little acre, a little thing.
Jeremy Nash. Yeah.
Jeremy Nash, that's right.
Sorry.
And Jeremy, I think, is still head of the trust, but that's been fantastic. And not only that, it strikes to the heart of social well-being. A lot of retired people are out there having a lot of fun running it, and it's a great thing for Taupo. So I hope Mr. Ferguson and the rest of the people involved in the Warwick Tourist Park realise our intention and intent and wishes.
Well, I think it needs to come back to ownership of our community, which I'm still getting to the grips of the politics behind why it went to Wellington, but I have my suspicions why.
I think
But
there's a lot of
anyway.
politics in that rear vision mirror, mate. But, look out the front window.
Anyway, that's me.
Councillor Hickling?
I will report on the meeting, regional public transport meeting that I attended in Hamilton. I didn't expect to be here today, but I will bring some information because I think there's something like 21% increase in the usage of our public transport. So, I've got quite a bit of data, and I'll report probably at the next meeting.
I really would like to have a good look at that because you get a lot of comments about
Yeah,
that.
we do.
And
Yeah.
21% sounds like a really great
I know,
figure.
I know.
But did that mean it went from 10 to 12?
No,
Yeah. Let's have a look at it, but an increase is great.
But at least we was a higher increase than some of the other regions.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Hickling. So the suggested resolution that the members' reports be received. So we have a mover, please. Councillor Minsher, seconded. Councillor Truman. All those in favour? Aye. Carried. I have a resolution here to exclude members of the public. Could I have a mover, please? Move, Councillor Hickling. Second.
Yep.
Councillor Minsher. All those in favour? Aye. Public removed. Webcam off, please, Ms. Takava.